I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and I'm covering Depp vs. Heard quite extensively. I've been doing so on this channel for around 2 years now, and I've seen a few things that Tillet said and Amber Heard said, but I missed this. It seems like there's so much information here that it's really hard to get to all of it in like 2 or 3 years, let alone in Virginia in the span of the court case. So I'm a little worried that details are going to slip through the cracks. Let's just hope the real important things, the things that need to get through, get through. So, in this episode of Amber Heard's adventures in not telling the truth, and also Isle Tillet's adventures in not telling the truth, Amber Heard will actually blame the fact that Johnny Depp had kids, so she did not want to report all the bad things he was doing. And I find that incredibly hard to believe because Amber just recently trolled Lily Depp on Instagram. So if you care about these kids so much, you don't want to hurt them by saying their father is a supposed wife beater, as Johnny Depp puts it, why the hell are you trolling her? That makes no sense. I gotta give Amber Heard the award for making no sense here. Well, one of many awards, because she doesn't make sense hardly ever, but this one really kinda takes the cake. So of course, like most court documents, there's quite a bit to get into here. However, I want to get into the main part that I must have overlooked. First, Io Tillet does mention the incident with the phone, and he says he was on the phone with her when Johnny Depp threw the phone in her face. Okay, I heard her drop the phone and scream, telling him to stop. I was still on speakerphone. I freaked out and said, "I'm calling the police." She said something to the effect of, "Do it or call the police," of course. And then he says, of course, that he, sent out some texts to Rocky, to 911, all that kind of thing. But going down to the bottom, number 69 of this document says, "I spoke to Amber briefly before I could sleep, and she said that the police had come and they asked her to file a report. I said, 'Did you?' She said, 'No.' And I said, 'What the F-U-C-K?' She said, 'Think about his kids.' I said, 'What the F-U-C-K?' She said, 'I know. I called my lawyer and she advised me not to. And I told her I thought that was fucking dumb.' So Amber's lawyer advised her not to file a police report. So this is one of the many, many reasons that she didn't file a police report. I'm no lawyer, but I think common sense would probably say if your client's being physically abused, the best thing you could do right then and there is get a police report filed as evidence for court, because lawyers go to court, right? So your lawyer would want some evidence they could use, like a police report or a medical report or something like that. So, well, if her lawyer actually did advise her not to get a police report, maybe she could sue her lawyer for negligence. Looks like we got people all across the Amber Heard spectrum, or I should say, Team Amber, dropping the ball. Then it goes on to say at the end, but she said it was clear to her that it was over. I encouraged her to get the restraining order and change the locks because we were worried he was going to come back and hurt her. She was very concerned that it was his house, but he had asked her to give up her own apartment that she'd kept for years, so she had nowhere to go. And of course, since he asked her to do that, she had to do it, right? No. She probably wanted to be living there with her free-loading friends who also free-loaded off Johnny. So we're just kind of on the merry-go-round of excuses here. They just keep coming and coming. Although these excuses are somewhat older, like I said, there's just so much information here that it's impossible to get it all. I mean, there's just so much here. It's 2022 and things are popping up I haven't seen after making maybe 1,000 videos on the topic. But here's one more for the record book. And if you're a lawyer out there, my best advice as just a dude making YouTube videos is if your client is being physically abused, I would say have them get a police report because that will be used as what we call evidence in a court of law, which is the place you work. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing shout outs, special thanks, things like that. Quick shout out to this person who tweeted this. Originally, I can't quite pronounce the name, but here's the account. The name's like almost Japanese, but not quite Japanese. Anyway, shout out to you. If you don't subscribe here, well, I'll be pretty sad about it. But I'll get over it. We're done here for now. See you next time.